So, just had yet another GoPro issue. Big heavy bastard. Well, good morning to you. How are you? I'm Jack Porter, this is a Moto Mogul channel, welcome along. And this is my first ride out since I had my surgery. So I'm just taking it nice and steady. Just going to dial myself back into riding. I've put a route in on Scenic, actually. I've plotted a route, and this is what I plotted while I was sitting there at home twiddling my thumbs, getting better. So this takes us down towards Rutland, and where else do we go? Over towards Peterborough, and then up towards a little place called Crowland. So on the start of my videos, on the intro, that archway that I go through with the 360 camera, that's at Crowland. Is it Crowland Abbey? Something like that. It's something like that anyway. So that's Crowland, and there's a bridge there as well, sort of a three-way bridge. That used to be over the river. I believe it's the River Welland, but over time the river has changed its course, and now the bridge just sits there in the middle of the town. So it's an unusual bridge because it's a three-way. And well, you'll see when we get there anyway. So we're going to go there. So had to move the 10. I was having problems with the GoPro 10. It wouldn't charge properly from the power bank. So this is my 11, which I used for sort of B-roll footage. So I've had to put the 11 on the helmet, move the 10 to there, and my little Mini is completely buggered. For some reason, the footage is just completely scrambled. So now I've got to get that sent back to GoPro for them to repair it. GoPro, indeed. It's more like NoPro. What a pile of shite they are. I will never use. Once I'm going to try and replace these cameras. I haven't got the money, but when I do need to replace cameras, then I certainly won't be going for GoPro again. And I would recommend that anybody who's planning on doing a bit of vlogging, don't use GoPro. I have to keep checking that this one's bloody working. Yeah, they're just utter garbage. I have more problems with them. I mean, that's a 10, so relatively new. This is the 11, which is, you know, I don't think it's even a year old yet. To be fair, not had any problems with this one yet. And also the Mini, that's not very old either, and that's completely buggered. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, or whether it's repairable. Oh, look, ducks. Hello, little ducks. So that's the GoPro situation. I'm not going to whinge on about that. So yeah, it's just nice to be out actually. First time out in 6 weeks. Yeah, it's a little bit over 6 weeks. So yeah, I'm recovering anyway. I'm getting over. Well, if you watch my last video, you'll know what I'm getting over. It's been a long, hard road. It's been a big hole to dig myself out of. I did a lot of work after my hip surgery. I did a lot of work in the gym to get strong and you know, get back to work. And I was back to work within 7 weeks of hip surgery. In, you know, what is really quite a physical, hard work job. You're on your feet all day. And I was feeling it, to be fair. I was feeling it. But you know, I think it's the best therapy at times, isn't it? Just get off your arse and go and get something done. This time it's been different because the surgery was, well, it was quite major really. Half of my large bowel is now gone. So you have all the physiological changes that go along with that. You know, what your body does and how it deals with your poo, basically. I'm not going to go into that, don't worry. It's been hard work. And also, because I spent 7 or 8 days in intensive care following my surgery, my bowel, it just stopped working. My small bowel had just stopped working, and that left me, well, not well. I've never felt that unwell, and there was a couple of times when I honestly didn't think I was going to come out of intensive care. I thought it was going to see me off. I felt so ill. Anyway, I'm out and I'm back on a bike at 6 weeks. So amazingly, I didn't think I would be back on a bike. My wife was blown like bloody God knows what about the fact that I said I was going out on my bike today. She's not happy, but she's at work, so she can't stop me. So I've been desperate. I've been desperate to get out on the bike, and for me this is therapy. So you know, it's been driving me mad, especially this last couple of weeks, because I have felt fit enough. Alright, I probably wasn't fit enough a couple of weeks ago, but mentally I felt like I needed something else to do, you know, another challenge, something to spur me on, get me well. Here we are anyway. Here we are. So the ride out for Dave Myers was the day before yesterday, I believe. I think it was a Sunday, was it? Might have been a Saturday, I'm not quite sure. I couldn't go because I wasn't allowed to ride still, but now I am. So my plan is I'm going to create a ride out for awareness of the screening program for bowel cancer. Because judging from what people have said to me since I posted that video, my last video, there's quite a few people who just ignore that envelope when it arrives through the door. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. God, I just cannot stress to you how important it is to catch cancer at an early stage, the bowel cancer at an early stage. And the earlier it's caught, then the better off you are, the better your chances. And someone did tell me that I think it was their brother, had just ignored his, and then he got some problems, went into hospital for tests and found out he'd got advanced bowel cancer, and it was inoperable. Sproxton. So we are in Leicestershire at the moment. It's quite difficult sometimes to work out where you are, where I live, because there's 3 counties all converge at the same point. So if you go out of our village one direction, you're in Nottinghamshire. In another direction, you're in Lincolnshire. And our village is actually in Leicestershire. So I came out with some heavier gloves on because I thought it was going to be a bit cool, but I've had to swap them. So I bought these Alpine Stars summer gloves. I'm not pushing them, I'm just testing them out, because I've taken my winter gloves off and put these on. Feel okay, getting plenty of air around my fingers. I don't know how you'd fare with them in a crash, because they feel a bit flimsy. I wouldn't fancy sliding down the road. Well, you never would you? But so that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about anyway, which is the reason why I do the Patreon and ask for people to help support the channel, is because I don't promote anybody. I don't promote anybody's products. These Alpine Stars gloves, these are, you know, I bought them, I'm just trying them out, see whether they're any use. I'm not affiliated to anybody. I can't even remember where I bought them now. I just bought them online, but same as anything, I don't promote anything. I get asked quite frequently, at least a couple of times a month, to just promote products through the channel, and I just turn them down. So if you're a product supplier out there, I don't want whatever it is you've got. I really don't. Which way is this going? This way. I don't want anything for free. I don't want to feel in a position where the channel's compromised and my integrity is compromised. You can rest assured that anything that is featured in the channel, it's featured because I'm just saying I own this. Like this bag. This is who makes that? SW Motec. I bought this second hand, and I just like it. I can just chuck a couple of little cameras in there, and you know. So I'm not promoting it. I just find it quite useful, and that's the way I want to keep the channel. So in order to make it, you know, so that I'm not just throwing money away all the time, it's like, you know, to do with the cameras, you know, in order to help me buy new kit, I just do the Patreon thing. It'd be great if you help me out with it. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, that's that bit out of the way. Everything that you see on this channel, I'm not promoting it. I'll just tell you whether it's any good or whether I think it's shite. I don't get that much money from it, but anybody that I get from it, it's ploughed straight back into making videos. So that's where your money's going. It's not, well, it is augmenting my salary, I suppose you could say, but you know, healthcare salary's not it's not a massive talking point as it is it? So the other thing as well was I wanted to talk about my plans for this year, because I was supposed to be going to the borders for a week. It's still going to happen, but it's going to be later on in the year, simply because of, you know, cancer getting in the way. I know, any excuse not to do something. No, it's not that at all. I was really looking forward to going up there, but it is not going to happen until later in the year. Instead, well, I mean, this was always going to happen anyway. I'm going to Wales at the end of April with 3 Dannies, Jesus Jason, and a few other people, just for a couple of nights away. Romantic weekend, bromantic. And then after that, Martin, who's one of my subscribers, I've been promising him that I was going to come up and spend a couple of days away with Martin, so he can show me around his neck of the woods, which is Yorkshire. So just show me some really nice riding roads up there, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. I think that is going to be early May when that's going to happen. I just need to finalise dates with Martin. So that's the second thing I'm going to be up to. After that, got nothing planned at all at the moment. But I want to go for another couple of nights away down to Suffolk, because I really don't know that neck of the woods very well. I don't know when any of this stuff is going to happen, really. I find that my helmet, my crash helmet, functions, obviously, what other helmet? It functions far better when it gets more wind across it, because they are styled aerodynamically, aren't they? And if you get turbulence off the screen, then which is why I use that sports screen now, because the taller screen with this helmet just creates too much turbulence, and it just moves my head around all over the place. Ooh, shit. So yeah, I do prefer to use this screen. Spring is here at last. Spring is here. The weather just needs to get its shit together and just deliver us some nice warm sunny days now. Does it not? I didn't do a service on it, but I checked the oil and I did the did the tyres and everything. Kick the tyres, make sure there's enough pressure in them before I came out for a ride. I was surprised actually that this GS had used a fair amount of oil. It did need topping up, and it uses more oil than the little Hemi. Someone told me that the Hemis are quite bad for using oil. Mine uses next to nout, but yeah, this big lump had used a fair amount. Has anybody else experienced that on the GS, using quite a lot of oil? It doesn't smoke or anything, and it's not done that many miles. Talking of tyres, I had new Michelin Anarchy Adventures put on this. When were they? Oh, they were put on just before I went into hospital. So I had to put on and went out and did about a 100-mile ride on them just to get them bedded in. And then I've not used the bike since, but when I rode it down the road this morning for the first time, it just felt great. I mean, new rubber on the bike. I could tell straight away compared to my memories of what it was like riding the bike, you know, when I was in Spain and all the rest of it. Because the ones that were on were, well, they were down to the last millimetre, let's put it that way. They'd put in a shift, 6,500 miles I got out of them. The front one wasn't, I mean, it was borderline, but the back one was definitely, you know, borderline illegal when I had them changed. But they've been fantastic tyres, so I've gone for them again. I know some people say, oh, they're really noisy, but I've had no noise off these. I've had one or two people ask me about the new GS and whether I would consider getting one. I don't know. I've never ridden one. I've only seen one in the wild because I've just been stuck in the house. I know people are raving about them, but would I get one? No, I wouldn't. And there's a very, very simple reason for that. Well, there's a few actually. One is the fact that I'm skint, but that's not the main reason why I wouldn't. The main reason why I wouldn't is because what is the point of me selling a perfectly good bike which I absolutely love, and when I look around I cannot see another bike that I'd want to replace this one with. Maybe if I rode the GS 1300, maybe, I don't know, but what would I gain from owning a GS 1300? You know, they're faster, I don't know, their handling's slightly better. I don't know whether they're lighter or not. I don't think they're light enough so you'd notice. And their tech has just been up-spec'd, hasn't it? But really, what is the point of just me buying one of those? I've got a perfectly good bike. I can't ride this one to its limits. You know, I don't race it or razz it around really. You know, the closest I get to that is in Spain. I haven't got the skills to be able to ride it like I stole it, so there really isn't any point. And also as well, I don't get a lot of enjoyment out of doing that. I get enjoyment from riding sort of within my limits, and riding like that you do, well, not frequently but infrequently, you do tend to go over your limits, and that is, you know, shit scary enough for me, thanks. I don't want any more excitement than that. They're probably a great bike, although I know they've got quite a lot of teething problems. So, you know, and also as well, I wouldn't buy the first generation of a brand new machine like that, you've got to wait, you know, for the second or third generations coming out to know that what you're getting has had as many problems ironed out of it as possible, really. And the other thing, I wouldn't buy another brand new bike either. I'm happy buying second hand, thank you. Save a lot of money. So yeah, there's a few reasons there why I wouldn't. If people want to, that's entirely up to them. And I'm not sold on that front headlight either. It just looks a bit strange to me. Why is it that all bikes, someone else made this comment as well the other day on Twitter, why is it that new bikes now have to look like Transformers at the front end? Why is that? They're just sort of bizarre, and the weird shapes that people are making bikes now. The new KTM, and they just look a bit odd. Had enough of this? Yeah, they just look a bit odd to me. They're not attractive looking machines. I mean, this GS, as I've said before, it's not the best looking bike on the road, is it? By a long stretch. They're pretty ugly from some angles, to be honest. I love it, I love the bike, but I think my Africa Twin was a better looking machine, and the new Africa Twin looks just stunning, absolutely stunning. Would I have one? No. And you know, same reasons. I mean, I got rid of my Africa Twin. I'd had it 2 years. I got rid of it because one of the reasons was I struggled with the weight of it. It was top heavy. I always struggled with the weight of it and the height of it. And this bike I feel so much more comfortable with. I just don't want to get rid of it at all, and I don't think I will either. If I was going to change my bike now, the only bike that I look at and think I really love that bike, I really love the look of it, I love the sound it makes, I just think it's just a beautiful, beautiful machine, it's a Triumph T120. I just love them, I absolutely adore them. And if I was going to get rid of this, I would have one of those. That's the only bike that really turns me on. And I'd have it in shiny black, and then I would motone it to death. I'd have all the twiddly bits, the shorter exhausts, and you know, just really make it into something that is a proper head turner. Because I do love them. And it's something that's a little bit different, isn't it? It's another reason why, you know, if I was going to get rid of this, it's another reason why I would get rid of the GS, is because everybody's got one. I'm hoping now the new ones come out, everybody's going to start buying the new ones. And then this version of the GS is going to be, you know, a rarer sight on British roads, hopefully. Look at that for a street. They're all wonky, look. Oh, here's the bridge. Here it is. There's the bridge. Look at that. Unusual bridge. Ooh, fucking hell. Jesus. That is a bad junction to get out of. So there, look, that's part of the arch there. So there it is, that's Crowland Abbey. Or what remains of it. fighting cocks. Thank you. Here we are, look at these. This lane is just phenomenal. So, just had yet another GoPro issue, yet another one. So, this camera, for some reason, had turned itself off. Don't know why, haven't got a clue. I don't know whether it's picking up power from the power bank, whether it's a power bank that's the issue. I just really don't know. Seems to be okay now. This one should be charging, but it isn't. Don't know why. I've got this camera working now. Oh God, I can't tell you how frustrating it is that you waste so much time talking to yourself and your fecking camera isn't even on. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to sign off now because I don't know, really don't know how long this battery's going to last. So I will sign off. Thank you for coming with me on my first ride out since having my bowel surgery. I feel alright actually today, feel pretty good. Don't feel knackered in the slightest really. Frustrated just with technology shit. Cameras going off and not working properly and one thing after another. Still, never mind. Still running? Yeah, still running. So I'll see you on the next video. Hopefully that might be heading up to Spurnhead, or it might be the Superbike factory with Johnny McPhee. We'll see. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for coming along with me today. My name's been Jack Porter. This has been the Moto Mogul channel. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.